Bro, my first one, check this out. I had no clue what I was doing, right? I just taking action out. And one of my first deals was actually check this out. It wasn't even a lease option. It was an option to lease.
What?
So I saw a guy in the neighborhood that had a for rent sign out, right?
Yeah.
In the front yard. And so I was like, okay, hey, how can I, I and by the way, in Arizona, the sun just bakes anything, right? So they had a for rent sign out there, and the phone number was so faded you can't even read it.
Really?
So that it was vacant for like a month because I kept walking my son to school. I kept walking by this place. So finally I go up and I squint and I write down the phone number. And a friend of mine that knows lease options and stuff, and he says, hey dude, try this option, a lease thing. It's just tenant placement. That's all you're doing, just paying tenant placement. So I go up and I said, okay, hey, I'm actually a landlord. I had a couple rental properties at the time, and I have people that were good tenants that were looking for stuff that maybe, I didn't have a place for them, but it may be a good fit for you. Would you be open to doing tenant placement? If I found a tenant for you, I usually just charge a month's rent. And I literally don't know what I was doing, right? And I said, but I can discount that to just a half a month's rent. At the time, I think the rent was $1,200. Wow. So it would be $600 out of the first month's rent. So he says, yeah. So I told the tenant about this. They looked at the property. The tenants are like, yeah, I want it. Had the guy come over with his lease. This tells you how terrible I am. I didn't know what I was doing, right? He comes over with his lease. I have this, the tenant sign my assignment, the landlord sign my assignment. The tenant has cash. He has $1,200 for the first month's rent, $1,200 for the security deposit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, great. I'm there with the tenant and the landlord.
Uh-huh.
So the tenant hands the money over to the landlord, and the landlord hands over $600 to me. I didn't know.
I love
and
it.
Literally, my wife and I, we were like, it was right after I got laid off from Wells Fargo, and I was trying to find a job in between. Yeah. And so I remember I'm like, hey, let's go to Costco. And she's like, okay. And I got some money. We can go stock up on some groceries and stuff. And I remember I just held like $600, but that's $600, dude, that was more powerful to me than like 60,000 at the time. Cause it's like,
right. Cause you just came out of nowhere with it, right? It was like,
it was literally like, it was within under 4 days or something. I got this stuff.
Exactly.
I was like, bro, like, I can't believe. And I took a picture of the $600. I took a picture, sent it to my friend. He's like, it worked. She's like, I told you, bro. And
that's nuts.
I didn't know what I was doing. Honestly, I was clueless, but I just stumbled through it,
I love it. No, I'm all down to stumble through this stuff, but
we have systems now, right? I have more experience, have more deals under my belt.